name's Miss Beth Moore, and I'm the 4-H agent in Madison County. And today I'd like to welcome you to the woods. We're going to show you today how to make castings of animal footprints. So what's the best place to find some animal footprints but the woods? So come on, let's see what we can find.
For this project, you will need plaster mix, water, disposable container to mix the plaster in, something to stir it with, perhaps a small brush, and something to use as a frame around your track. Could be cardboard or a recycled plastic bowl.
As you can see, I hope, there's lots of deer tracks here in this area. It's so sandy and dry, we're unable to make a good casting. Actually found some turkey prints. Here's the turkey print right here. There's one. And there's another good one here. And it looks like it might have been a gobbler just dragging his feet along. Here's another one. Just dragging it along all the way down. Here's a good example of a deer track. But again, the ground is just too sandy to make a good cast. But there's lots of tracks. There's another one. But we just can't get it in this sandy soil. Well, I think we've hit the jackpot with our tracks. As you can see, there are hundreds of deer tracks here along this this water hole, this pond. This is about the only watering area within probably a 2-mile radius, and as you can see, the deer do like this area. Every animal has to have something to drink, so the deer have decided that this is where they are going to drink. So what do we need to do? We need to find a good deer track, good print that we will be able to possibly make a cast from. So I'm going to walk around and we'll see if we can't find some. Okay, so these two right here are actually really good. This one and this one. This one actually has the front and it actually has the hind ones too. So what we'll do is we'll take our plastic ring. We remember we could use plastic, and we also have the cardboard. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to kind of take my little brush and I'm going to sweep away all the sticks and extra and kind of flatten it out the best I can. If there's any in there, you might want to flatten it out. And then in this one, same thing. Just kind of make it as smooth as possible. Now it's not going to be perfect, but you will see that it will help. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Flatten this up here. So that's really cool that you can see the back ones as well. All right, so what I will do is take my plastic, press it down. Okay, it's not going to be perfectly round, but that's okay. Same with this one, my cardboard. Press it down, and that will keep the plaster from escaping. Okay, so we'll make sure it's pressed down good in the dirt. Okay, So we are ready to mix our plaster. All right, so to mix our plaster, we have 3 cups of our plaster mix. We'll pour it into our little disposable bowl. Pour that in there like that. Then we'll take 1 cup of plain water. It's a 3-to-1 ratio. 3 cups of this, 1 cup of water. Okay? So get down here where we can get mixing. So we'll just pour it in. And I just have a little paint stirrer that I had, and I will get to mixing. Make sure you get all the lumps out. Okay, so once we have it all mixed up, I don't think we have any more lumps in there. We will pour it into our molds. So here we go. Pour it gently, because you don't want it to mess up the track, break the track. Okay. All right, so there's one. Whoop, leaking out a little bit. Here goes our second one. Okay. All right. So there we go. So we will let these dry, and it'll take about, I don't know, probably an hour. We'll let it sit for an hour, and we'll come back and check it out. Well, our plaster cast actually got a little rain on them. Hadn't rained in a while, so we're going to pull these up and see how they turned out. Here's one. I'll just peel that off of it like so. And we'll take it back and get our little brush and clean it up. See how this one did. Turned out pretty good. So we'll take them and clean them up a little bit and see how they turned out. Very good. Okay, we've actually found a armadillo print, and you can see it actually right here, and where its tail, he actually drug his tail. So we're going to try to make that print right there. So I'm going to go ahead and, so we have our armadillo footprint. I'm going to try to clean around it a little bit with my brush. Try to make it smooth. Don't want to disturb it too much, but there we go. Take our ring and put it down in the ground, and there we go. We are set. Okay, so we are ready to mix. We have our plaster mix, and we have our water, and let's do our mixing. We pour our plaster into our disposable container, And I have a little stick, my little paint mixing stick that I had, a little stir. Pour our water in, and we'll get to mixing. Get all the bubbles out, lumps out. Okay, pretty good there. Okay. And we will gently pour it into our armadillo track. There we go. All right, it is ready. Okay, so here at the edge of the cornfield, you can actually see where the deer was eating the corn. Found this little good print. So I'm just going to take my brush, kind of smooth it out, get rid of all the sticks. Okay, take our cardboard, press it down, and there we go. Now we are ready. Okay, so here is our deer track. We'll pour our plaster to our deer track. There we go. Okay, so we'll come back and check it as well. Okay, we're back here with our armadillo footprint, so we'll just pick it up. Oh, it just came right off. And we'll look at it, get the dirt off a little bit. There you go. I'll take it back and clean it up a little bit more. And there's our armadillo footprint casting. All right, so let's see how our deer print cast came out. I'll pull that out there. And we'll pull this out and throw some dirt around. It looks like it did pretty good as well. So we'll take this back and clean it up a little bit more and take even a better look at it. So here we are back in the barn. I've cleaned up our castings of, this is the deer print that we casted. It turned out really nice. I've cleaned off some of the dirt. Still got some dirt to get off of it, but as it dries, it'll come off a little bit easier. Very nice casting. It showed up really good in the cast. This one I'm really excited about. This is an armadillo. Got the 3 claws here. Didn't show up on the other ones, but this is the back of the foot. So I was really excited about that one. Turned out really nice. And here are some others that I've done in the past. This one I just poured straight on the dirt, didn't have anything around it. It was a deer print. Here's another deer print I did. This was surrounded by cardboard. Turned out really nice. So I just had a little bit of plaster left, so I just poured it in there. Used this as a rim that goes on a jar lid. Another deer print already in a frame. This one I used, and I wanted to show you this one compared to this one. This one I smoothed the dirt out around the track before I poured the plaster in. This one I didn't. And if you look, it's really jagged. Okay, so I suggest that you smooth the dirt out around the print before you pour the plaster in. That way it really shows up a lot better. So whether it's with your fingers or with one of those little brushes, but smooth the dirt out around because it's got really jagged edges and it's kind of hard to see the print. Here's one I did. I said, well, let's try this round piece of PVC pipe as a border there. And well, now it doesn't come out. So, but it turned out a very nice track, nice print, nice cast there. This one was a very deep cast. It was in the mud by the pond. And you can see it's very deep. The footprint was very deep into the ground. So that one turned out pretty nice. And this one's really cool because it was another print inside by the pond. And you can actually see these are the front parts of the hooves. And here's the back part where it went into the ground. A lot of times you see this, you see the hind part when they're running. It'll be in, spread out, their foot spreads out when it hits the ground. But this was in the mud. I doubt they were running. It just kind of, their foot just sunk down into the mud. So that was a very good one. It was another deep print. So there you go. We are, we'll let these dry a little bit more. Hope you've enjoyed it. I hope that you go out and find some footprints of your own in your neck of the woods and make some castings. It's really neat to do when you go on a trip or you go on a hiking trip, something to remember your hike by, or a camping trip, something to remember your camping trip by. Inexpensive, fun, and have something to show for. Okay, well, this concludes our animal footprint castings. I hope you've enjoyed it and have a wonderful day. Good luck.